Getting more Google reviews than your competition is one of the biggest things that you can do to stand out online on Google search for a local business. But too many companies struggle with doing this consistently and getting those good quality 5-star reviews. Well, in this episode, I want to show you guys the exact scripting, frameworks, and automations that we use for our clients to get them hundreds of reviews, standing out as the #1 reviewed business in their industry, and how you can implement this strategy in your business today. Okay, so if you ask a small business if they are collecting Google reviews, they'll typically say, well, yeah, but we don't have a process around it. Or yeah, sometimes if they feel like leaving it, or yeah, we tell our staff members to ask for reviews, but they really don't. Or we have this QR code. There's lots of things that businesses will have. But the problem is most of them don't have a true system. And the system to me means it's repeatable, it's consistent, and it's actually happening. They're asking for the review once and they're not doing any type of a follow-up. And so because they don't have a system, they're not getting reviews. I will tell you guys, after working with dozens of small business owners that are serving local markets, Google reviews is the most important thing that you can do if you truly want your business to stand out and climb the ranking factors in the Google Map packs and to stand out as the industry leader. I can't tell you how many clients that I have now that tell me like, oh man, I got the sale or I got the client just because they went online and they saw that we had way more reviews than our competition. So they didn't even call anybody else. I've also had people tell them that like, well, I saw that you had, 10 times more reviews than the second place person. So I was like, well, obviously I want to work with the best. That is the power of reviews. If you think about even how you do your shopping and how you do things, I know this is what I do whenever I'm going online, say maybe I'm going to buy something on Amazon. And I will type in what I'm looking for. And then what I do is I just immediately filter by reviews. Well, which one has the most reviews? Which one has the most 5-star reviews? And I start looking at the thing by reviews to help me filter down my search. That's exactly what your customers or your potential customers are doing, especially if you are serving a local market. Again, another reason why it's so important for people, for small business owners that are serving a local market, whenever a potential customer goes to Google and they type in your service and their area, one of the first things that comes up is that Google Map pack that shows the amount of reviews that a business has. And if your business has more reviews than your competition, one, you're going to rank higher, but you're instantly going to stand out as the authority figure. But most businesses, like I said, are not doing this consistently. So I'm going to give you guys the exact blueprint, framework, and scripts that we use for our clients to get them hundreds of reviews. It doesn't matter if you have a service that does lots of services, like an aesthetics business where you might be seeing, 5, 6, 12 customers a day, or a business that's more, slower sales cycles, like a real estate agent where you might be doing, 5 to 20 transactions a month. Whatever the industry is, if you serve a local market, this strategy will work for you. So if I was to act like you are a brand new client for me and you're coming on board here, I would kind of siphon this out into 3 different buckets. And whenever we're doing this, we're automating this whole process for the clients, but you don't have to automate it. Everything that I'm going to give you today, you don't need any special tools to do. All you need is your cell phone and a Gmail account so you can send out emails. So we obviously want to automate this over time, but it can be done just as it is right here. And spoiler alert, if you actually want these scripts, you can just go to our website. I'm giving you guys all of these scripts for free. It's this beautiful PDF. Just go to seangarner.co/review scripts, or you can just go to our website, seangarner.co, scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and there's something that says Google Review Scripts. Click on that, enter your name and email, and I'm going to send you all of these scripts word for word, so you can just copy and paste into any automation software that you're using, or you can just use it as like a regular email or text message that you're doing. So like I said, when we're first getting started, we're segmenting and siloing this out into 3 different use cases. So most likely you've been in business for a long time, or at least a while, to where you have a customer list. That's going to be one bucket I'm going to send these review scripts to. And we've got different formulas for this that we'll show you. Another review bucket of people that I'm going to send are people that have never done business with me, but they are friends, family members, colleagues. I call these almost more like character witnesses. So they maybe have never done business with you, but they want to support you. They're friends. They want to support your local business. And so we're going to send them a specific messaging. And then the third bucket is our ongoing. So this is going to be for all new customers that we have. This is typically the one that we're going to want to automate in the future. So that way, anytime any type of trigger is hit, like an invoice is closed, payment received, then it's going to plug them into this sequence that we're going to send this out. So that's the 3 different camps that we do. And you can start taking these scripts today and start getting more reviews than your competition. It works so well. It's just, this is like easy money. This is honestly printing money for our clients, because we're able to implement this strategy and we're able to get them, almost 3-figure, like 100 plus reviews in just a matter of a couple of months, depending on how big their customer list is or how many transactions that they're doing a day or a month with their business, because it works that well, because people just don't ask. And so by asking, you're instantly going to start winning. Plus, we have this really cool follow-up system that I'm going to show you. So the very first message that we're going to send is, this is going to be that bucket of people that they are previous clients, family, friends. These are people that just want to help you, just as like a character witness. This one I only send as a text message. Now, a few things to know about all of this. You want to personalize this. Even whenever you go to automate this process, you still want it personalized, because this is not asking somebody to watch a video or subscribe to your YouTube or like this, comment. This is a little bit more involved than that. So we want to make it more as a personal ask. If in order for somebody to leave a Google review, one, they have to have a Google or Gmail account. Most people do. But even if they do, whenever you send them this link, and there's a special link that I want you to send them, whenever you send them that link, they still have to log into their Google account. They have to, maybe a lot of times people are like, I don't remember my password, so they're gonna have to do that. So, and then they're gonna have to leave the review. Then not every review that gets left is gonna stick. So there's a lot more that's involved in that. And so because of that, we do want to personalize this. The other thing that we want to do with this is we want to track this. This is where I like the automated. We kind of build it out in some different sales pipelines. So it's a lot easier just to visually track who's left a review, who's clicked on review links and everything like that. Because what you're going to want to do with this, and why you're going to want to track it, is one, after they leave the review, you're going to want to stop bothering them and stop asking them, because that takes away the personalization aspect of it. But another thing that's interesting with Google reviews, especially if you have a new Google business account, or the person that's leaving the review has never left very many reviews, initially Google is very protective about this. So Google might not let the review stick. So I can't tell you, I've had multiple clients that I've had to ask for the review, 3, 4, 5 times before Google actually let that review stick. And if you wouldn't have been tracking it, you would have just thought, oh, they left a review, or they said they left a review, and you wouldn't have followed up with them, and you wouldn't have got the review to actually hit on your account. You have to make sure that it's actually verified and it has landed on your account, and you've been notified, hey, this review is on your account by Google. Because I've even had people to where a customer will be leaving a review for me. They send me a screenshot showing it on their end that they left the review, but on the admin account level, it doesn't actually hit. And so that's where you have to ask them several times to leave that review before it actually sticks on both sides. It's a weird Google thing. And I think honestly, they just do that, and they make it pretty difficult to leave reviews, because they only want legitimate reviews and they don't want people to spam or game the system. So those are a few things to know. Is you want to make them personalized, and you also want to track this whole thing. The other thing that you want to track is not just sending them, but over time, especially if you've automated this, you're going to want to tweak the messaging and see if we can improve ask rates, or maybe we're changing the timing of when these messages go out. And so that way we want to track those so we actually know what is working. So that's all the different things to think about. Then the very first message, though, that I'm sending out, these are going to be like what I call the character witnesses. It's going to be a very simple text message only. I'm going to say, hey, whatever their first name is, I hope you're doing great. I wanted to see if you could please help me out with something. One thing I'm working really hard at is getting whatever my business name is to #1 on Google, and I need your help. If you could take 10 seconds and click on this link, I'm going to show you the link to use, and leave a Google review, it would mean the world to me. Even if, this is a key phrase right here, even if you have never been a client or a customer, just leaving a 5-star review helps new clients know that they can trust us and give us a chance. Thanks so much for your help and support of our small business. Then you enter the Google review link. So 2 things that I have noticed with, we've split tested this with dozens of clients, and this message has been sent out thousands, if not tens of thousands of times by this point, and we've tweaked it down to this messaging. One of the 2 things that we added in is, one is we let them know that the link is this specific link right here. So we make it very simple for them. But if we say this line, even if you've never been a client or customer, just leaving a 5-star review helps new clients. They can trust us and give us a chance. Adding that line. And then the second thing that added that we saw a huge boost in conversions with this was, thank you for your help. And the list, this is the key part, support of our small business. People love supporting small local businesses, especially if they know you. It's not some big corporation. Like I think that's something that people definitely want to always get behind. So that's one thing that we've noticed with testing of, like I said, 10,000 of these that we've sent out, that those two keys right there were instrumental in getting even more success with this messaging. So that's the first message and that first group of people that we're going to send this out to. Most of these people that we're sending out, you could take that message. You can go to the website, SeanGarner.co/review scripts, or like I said, SeanGarner.co, scroll to the bottom, get the Google review scripts, and you could just copy and paste this and start tweaking this and changing the first name to everybody that you send this through in your contact list, friends, family, people on Facebook and stuff. And I guarantee you're going to start getting a ton of reviews that day. Now, I did say that there's a specific link that I want you to use. So I want you to make this very simple for your customers or potential customers or friends. If you go to your Google business profile, whenever you're logged into your Google account, just hit the 3 little dots on the top, or the 3x3 grid at the top, and then you're going to click on business, or you can just, I think it's just business.google.com. Go to your Google business profile. There's going to be a section whenever you see like your admin settings and stuff. It's going to say like see reviews. You're going to click on that. And then there'll be a little button that you click that says get more reviews. That is going to give you the specific link that you want to use with all of these messages. Why you want that specific link is because whenever you use that link, it automatically opens up to your Google business profile to the review for your client. So they don't have to sit around and search like, well, where do I need to click to leave the review? It automatically opens up if they're logging into Google. If they're not logging into Google, it'll ask them to log into Google, and then it'll bring up to the thing to ask them to leave that 5-star review right there. So it makes it super user-friendly for the client. That's the first message that I'm going to send out. The other two, like I said, those are going to be friends, family, colleagues, that type of thing. The other last two, I'm going to plug them through a whole system, because these are going to be people I'm going to send this to that are either they've been previous clients or customers, or this is something that I'm building out as an automated process going forward. The process is going to be the same for these, and the messaging is going to be pretty similar. The only time where I might tweak this is I always want it to be personalized and contextualized. So if one of our clients, for example, is a real estate agent. She's been a real estate agent for over 25 years. Some of the people that were on her lead list that she gave us initially when we started implementing this, it had been 10, 15 plus years since they had purchased a house. So it sounds kind of weird to like all of a sudden now be like, hey, I know I sold you a house 10, 15 years ago. Can you leave us a Google review? So we tweaked the messaging a little bit to make it more like, hey, I know it's been a while since we worked together, but. And then we went to the rest of the script. So understand the messages are the same, but you want to tweak for context as you're sending out both of these things. Okay. So I'm not going to go through and give you these. These ones are going to be on the Google review if you go to the website and download these. But I want to explain the process of this part. So how we do this part, this is for the things that we typically would automate. So what we're going to do is we are now going to pair up each one of these asks with a text and an email. And what we have found is, again, we've tested this. We've sent over 10,000 of these review requests at this point. And this is the formula that we found works really well, is we do 3 asks 3 days apart. And we hit them with a text and an email every single time. So the very first one that we're gonna fire off with this is going to be typically point of sale. So if you have a local shop like an aesthetics business, whenever they finish their treatment, we do this at our IV therapy business we own. Whenever the payment is completed, this instantly is going to fire off that review while they're in the shop, because we want them there, because that just, again, will add as another reminder for the staff, because as the staff's checking them out, they're like, oh, and right now, as soon as I pay out the invoice, like, hey, and right now you're probably receiving a text message from us. That's so you can leave us a Google review. It really helps supporting our local small business. Then, so most of the time, we've trained our staff this way with our businesses, is they'll instantly review at the countertop. But even if they don't, they're getting that sent as a text and as an email as soon as the payment or the trigger happens. Different businesses are a little bit differently. Like I said, like a real estate agent, that's not going to necessarily be a trigger. Like where they're buying something, like there, the trigger is the close actually happened. So for them, how we do that is whenever the close is completed, then they'll go into the back end of the CRM and they'll just flag them like closed. And so then that way it plugs them into the sequence. So very first thing that we do is instantly point of sale, send them a text, send them an email, and they're kind of similar variations of the same thing, using that same link and plug them in that way. Then what we're going to do, we are going to wait 3 days. And then 3 days later, we are going to hit them with another text and another email. The messages are always individualized and contextualized. So it's like, hey, I know we already sent you this message or just wanted to follow up. It really helps. And we're always tweaking the message so it's a little bit different. And all of that is on the website. You guys literally can copy and paste these scripts now and start using them. And so we're going to do that. And then same thing, 3 days later, then they're going to get the other text message. And it's kind of the final ask is like, hey, I'm not going to bother you anymore. But it just really does help us if you can do this. And again, so it's another text and another email. So we're sending these 3 days apart. So we're asking them 3 different times within like that 1 week window, because we're doing it and we're waiting 3 days, doing it, waiting 3 days, doing it. So we're hitting that 3, plus the text and emails. So they're getting asked like 6 different times, plus hopefully at the facility 7 times within a 7-day window. We have found this works extremely well by following this pattern and everything. There's some things that we talked about tracking where we do it whenever we automate this for our clients. We build this out in a pipeline stage. So that way, whenever we send a review, we have 3 different buckets that we put people in. It's kind of like this Kanban style board. We'll have one bucket of leads is the people that we've sent a review link to, or they've gone through the automation. The second bucket of people that we add into are ones that have clicked the link and put them in there. And then the third bucket is people that have actually completed the review. Now, this is one thing by how Google is set up. And like I said, not all those reviews stick. So this part does have to be done manually. And that's why we built out this Kanban style board that way, so we can drag and drop people, because that is, again, one of the secrets to our tracking and stuff that's just works so well with our clients. Is what we'll do is there's going to be we're sending out, some businesses are sending out hundreds of these a month, depending on how many transactions they're doing. And then what we're finding out is a lot of people are clicking on the links, but then maybe they weren't logged in. They were confused how to do it. Something happened and they never actually finished the review. So what we do is then after the review actually hits on their Google account, then we'll drag it over to the review confirmed, because what that does, that removes them from the automation. And if it's a business that has repeat customers, it will also tag them on the back end of review confirmed, so they don't ever go back through this cycle again. So that way we're not, again, in order for this to work really well, we want it to be individualized and like personalized and contextualized. So if somebody's left a review and you're asking them for another review, it seems too automated. Even though it is automated, we want it to still feel personalized as we're doing all of this stuff. So we like to track it that way. So that way we are able to see those things. The other thing that's really cool is, and this is where we get, if the automation doesn't get them, manual actions are still awesome. So what we'll do is we'll start off with kind of almost would be like our hot leads, is we're going to go through the people that actually clicked on the review, but it didn't stick. And then we're going to send an additional personalized message to where it's, again, personalized and contextualized. Hey, seems as if you started to leave a review, but for some reason, I don't know if it just didn't stick on Google or you got busy. I would really love it if you would just take 10 more seconds and click the link here and finish the review. It really helps us out a lot. And that sometimes is just a reminder of, maybe we see that happen a lot whenever people are in office and they click to leave a review and they're like, I can't remember my password. I'll just do it later. Well, if we wouldn't have followed up and we wouldn't have tracked what stage they've actually in, if they've clicked it or not, we wouldn't have gotten that follow-up. So there's lots of little like nuances and stuff that we can tweak on that for the automation process. This is just one of those services that we offer for all of our local SEO retainer clients at the agency, SeanGarner.co. You guys are interested in having something like this set up for your business, go to a website and schedule a call with me. I'd love the opportunity to hear a little bit more about what you do, the industry that you are a part of, and the city that you serve. We only work with one industry per city or per service area. So that way, again, we're not competing against ourselves, trying to make, two real estate agents or two attorneys or two medical spas compete in the same area. You can't really dominate against yourself. So we set it up that way and help our clients win. So please go to the website, start doing this today. This is an awesome gift. Go to seangarner.co/review scripts, or just seangarner.co, scroll to the bottom, click on the Google review scripts and start implementing these today. You can take that first message, copy, paste, start sending it out to your friends, family members, colleagues, and start getting more Google reviews. If you want to know how many you should get, I guess a quick side note here real quick. What you need to do is you need to go to Google and you need to Google your service and then city name. So if it was like attorneys, Denton, Texas, if it was personal trainer, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you would want to Google that and you want to see how many is the most amount of reviews that's on there. And our goal is we always want to at least double or triple whatever the number one person has, because we want to not just be better. We want it to be such clear, undisputed winner that why would you even talk to any other business? Because this one has so many reviews. I guarantee you your competition probably doesn't have this set up. And so if you implement this one strategy here, you will instantly be set out as the clear leader for your industry. So take action, guys. Go make this happen and stand out on the line.